Hello, welcome once again to Senior Focus. I'm your host, Bill Adams. Senior Focus is a show designed for adults over the age of about 50 or so, and we come to you a couple times each month through Armstrong's Channel 20 and 100. And we want to thank Greg Broughton from Armstrong, who brings the show to you, puts it on the air. Also, if you happen to miss any of the show or you want to see past shows, you can go on demand, which is on Armstrong, and also on YouTube. If you go to YouTube on the internet and type in Senior Focus and Armstrong Cable, there are dozens of shows over the past few years that are up. And hopefully we'll bring you some information today that might get you excited about taking up painting or art, because we're at Beeghly Oaks today and we have a couple guests. We're going to have other guests later, but the guest sitting with me today right now is Carol Ziegler. Carol's the concierge, and Maureen McCarty is the recreation director.
Yeah.
And welcome.
Thank you.
Thanks. Thanks for coming on. And what we're going to talk about is the Art for Life program that you have been doing for a few weeks now. And you had a big reception, I know, recently. And later we're going to be talking with some of the residents who participated. But why don't you just introduce yourself and a little bit about what you do, Carol?
Okay, I'm Carol Ziegler. I'm the concierge, and my primary job is a patient and family advocate. They are my number one, and my job is to make them happy. And so I'm the go-to person for them.
People have questions, you can get them the answer or get them to the right person.
They can call me at any time. They have my number. So nothing is left delayed.
Well, speaking of that, why don't we give the number if people have questions about Beeghly Oaks? How would they get a hold of you guys?
They can call the facility, which is 330-884-2300.
Okay.
And they could ask for Carol Ziegler or Maureen McCarty.
Okay. And Maureen, as a recreation director, would you talk a little bit about what your job duties are and what you do?
I sure will. I would love to. I have been here at Beeghly, it's very exciting times here at Beeghly Oaks. I plan the recreational calendar programming for the residents that reside here long term, and also those who are rehabbing here at our facility short term. So my job is to, as Carol said, she's the go-to person, and I kind of piggyback on her just to make sure that people are satisfied with their involvements, that they're offered opportunities and choices to get involved in purposeful kinds of programs that really enhance their experience while they're here at Beeghly Oaks. It's a wonderful time. We do some wonderful things, and our recent art exhibit was a huge success, actually more successful than I had even anticipated, larger. We had approximately 30 residents involved, or 30 community members involved in our exhibit. So things like that, that's what I plan, and I execute those programs monthly, weekly, daily.
Every day.
So every day is a fun time at Beeghly.
In fact, I picked up one of the calendars, so I saw a lot of the things that are coming up in the month here. We're doing this in August, but of course you do things year-round.
Yes.
Both of you work with the residents all year round. And again, we'll talk later in the show with some other activities that you work on.
Yes.
But with the artwork, how long have residents here been working doing art? Has this been several years, or?
Oh, like I had mentioned, I've only been here for a few months, but the art experience, we've had art instructors come in for the last 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
You know, some of our elders or residents here, they've been participating in art classes for years. So some of the artists that are represented in the exhibit have been here for just the last 4 months or the last 2 months. But some of them, the ones that have been here a little bit longer, 3-4 years, which are 2 of the residents that were honored at the reception as favorite artists, have 25-30 pieces that they submitted in the exhibit.
Is that right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And I'm talking great paintings. So, I mean, beautiful work.
His art therapy is wonderful. And the residents really enjoy it, and they really enjoy a lot of the things that Maureen has brought.
Right. Now, you had a reception, and so I mean, I'm sure the residents were excited about that because you know, you brought people together. I think you had a band even.
Yeah.
Is that some music?
Yes, we had the Gerard Community Swing Band was here, and it was phenomenal. I mean, it was just so much fun. Our plan was to have it outdoors. The after party of the art reception or recognition program that we put together, we were going to go outside and serve refreshments following it, but of course it started to rain.
Oh, okay.
So we had to go to Plan B with a big 22-piece band. So we set up over in our rotunda area, opened up our therapy doors, and the band sat up in there, which ended up being perfect. The art was surrounding and above people, so it just was a really intimate setting. We had approximately 65 people, maybe 60 people in attendance, including the residents that were involved. But
Sure.
it consisted of not just the residents that live here or are rehabbing here, but their family members, staff members. I mean, we had a great turnout for just a phenomenal celebration of art. So it was fun, a lot of fun, yes.
And you actually have an event coming up, I saw on the calendar, with later, again, people might see this after the event, but the Suzanne, is it, or the Jacobs, the artist, comes in for
Paint and sip and paint.
Sip and paint.
They're typically called in, you know, the local wineries.
Right.
We did have one, our first sip and paint, but we're going to switch it to paint and taste. So we're going to have an array of different hors d'oeuvres and maybe some, you know, a little couple glasses of wine or whatever, because we do on occasion have wine for our residents, etc. But I didn't find that people really wanted to sip as much as they wanted to paint. So I thought maybe taste might be a little bit. I don't know, something more fun for after they get done painting. So yes, we have one coming up.
I think it was the 26th.
26th of August, and the public is definitely invited to these paint and taste classes. We're going to have them monthly, and we invite the community to call in and find out the information. It's for free. So this this month it's for free, and we invite you to be a part of our community here at Beeghly Oaks, and that's real important to us. And
well, that's a good point. Again, going back to, you know, a good reason, or maybe the best reason to have things like this, is to remind folks that people that are living at facilities in the area, you know, in assisted living or nursing homes, they want to participate in the community, or they, you know, want to feel part of the community, and there should be no reason why the things they were doing at home they can't continue to do.
That's so absolutely, you know, you hit the nail right on the head when it comes to nursing communities of people. They're communities. This is a small little community in a larger community of, you know, we live in Boardman and they live in Boardman. So it's sometimes the public doesn't quite understand. You know, we are a nursing home, yes, but we are a home, and we are part of a community, and we are a community. And we want people to feel welcome to come and be a part of our community here, to celebrate the lives that have given so much to us, Bill. You know, these lives that live here long term have contributed to our lives. We have a lot of veterans. We have a lot of teachers, lawyers, anything that you can imagine. You know, they have paved the way for our lives to be what they are today. So we want to invite the community. Beeghly Oaks, it's Beeghly Oaks Standard. It's also CareRight. CareRight is the company that that owns Beeghly Oaks, and it's a wonderful company that actually for example, the Art for Life exhibit that we had here at Beeghly is a corporate-wide program that CareRight initiated. I don't know how many years ago, if it's the first year or not, but this was the first year that we participated in it, I believe. But there's over 22 CareRight communities throughout
5 states.
5 states. So thanks, Carol. I didn't know that for sure. But it's a phenomenal, I guess, you know, CareRight is progressive in the way that they really look at the communities, and definitely breaks down what really helps expedite health, well-being, confidence when you're living in a community such as Beeghly Oaks. So.
Well, that, and yeah, you had given me a little handout, a pamphlet here, and on the back it just talks about art heals,
Yes.
which you know, I guess people, you know, don't think about that, but it really does. I mean, I think there are actually scientific studies that'll show that people who paint or do sculpture or any of those type of things, you know, they have maybe better blood pressure, or they're more relaxed. You know, they're just calmer overall,
Right.
because it's an outlet for creativity, to express your, you know, your feelings, I guess, you know. So I mean, I personally, you know, I'm not that good at art, but I know that you know, people who have done this, they really enjoyed doing the artwork.
And I think that you know, art for life, it's a very interesting, deep concept, because art doesn't just mean painting. You know, it can be all different types of creative expression. And we are people with mind, body, and spirit. I mean, we are not just a physical being, but we all were born, or we are all need to create. And some people dance, some people sing, some people sculpt, some people paint, some people garden. But if you really take the human existence, or the human person, and you break it down, you will see that there's creativity, whether it's fashion, you know, like look at you, Bill, you're very fashionable. Well, I'm sure I give my wife credit. Oh, that's cute. But I mean, it's very important that even though they're therapeutic, you know, ways of intervening and helping people relax or decrease their blood pressure, or all the things that you had just mentioned, which are from a medical standpoint of the benefits.
Right.
The whole idea of creativity or pursuing these interests that's life. You know, it just is life.
That's what you were doing before, and what you continue.
Right, exactly. And it's what we really need to understand if facing, you know, a challenge, a healthcare challenge or crisis, that we don't become that crisis. That we continue being the people on some level that we always have been.
Right.
And in so doing that, we will expedite, or we will forward our own health by touching an animal, painting a picture, singing a song, you know, dancing a dance, interacting with people, and making sure that they're comfortable and confident in their surroundings, like our concierge services does. You know, this is something that is not truly understood sometimes. In my 28 years experience, that, you know, activity director, recreational therapist, you know, these are things that we do every day, like painting and art and celebrating, and those are things that are part of our creative selves that we need to really...
And again, you have the event coming up where people were invited in, and again, we'll talk later about some of the other things that you do with, you know, in conjunction with the residents. But I just think it's neat that you're inviting the community to join in, to come here.
Yeah.
So one last time before we talk with some of the residents, if you want to give some contact information and the phone number.
Okay, our phone number is 330-884-2300, and you can ask for Maureen McCarty or Carol Ziegler, and we'd be happy to talk with you.
And do I have the website right? Is this
yes, that is
Beeghly Oaks Rehab, that's all one word, .com.
Right.
Yes.
And I believe, and I'm trying to remember, but I think there's some photos of some of the things that we've been talking about.
Right.
Lots of photos on our website. And also on Facebook. We're also on Facebook.
Yes, like us on Facebook.
Yes.
And while you're at it, you can like Senior Focus also.
That's right.
Well, again, thank you for joining us. And again, we'll be talking with Maureen a little bit later on.
All righty. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks, Carol. Well, we're back, and we're here with Linnea Berg. Hi, Linnea.
Hello.
Pleasure to see you today. And I understand that you have won first place for your artwork.
Yes.
And if it's okay, I wanted to show folks, this is just one of your many artworks. And is this a dog that you had?
No, I have had a collie, but
It reminds you of...
yeah. I just started calling him my dog.
About how long did this take to do?
Well, there was about 3 days, a couple of hours each day.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was, I looked at the picture I had from a magazine of a dog, and then I drew the dog on there.
Okay. How many times, or not how many times, but how long have you been doing art or doing painting?
Well, I just started again this year.
You just started back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be a seamstress,
Okay.
and I can't sew now, so
Well,
now I've learned this.
now you took up another craft. So when you were a seamstress, what kind of things did you like to make?
Everything.
Mm-hmm. Did you make your own clothes?
My clothes, other people's clothes. Made a couple of wedding dresses. Well, one of my projects up there was that shirt that was embroidery.
Mm-hmm.
I decided to make a painting of it,
Okay.
and that's what I learned.
And you were able to do that. And yeah, I saw you have a number of paintings. Is this your favorite, or do you have others that, what are some of your favorite paintings?
Well, I have one of a niece.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, just anything. I like animals and flowers.
Animals, flowers, yeah. Yeah. So
He turned out to be my favorite. I was as shocked at how nice he came out.
yeah, that's beautiful. I mean, it does, I mean, this reminds you pretty much of your dog, your collie you had before, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I love the eyes, Linnea. You did a great job capturing the warmth of the dog in the eyes.
And so how often do you paint? Is it every day or once a week, or how?
Whenever we have a class on it.
Mm-hmm. So you were the winner of first place then at the reception.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. How was that when you learned that you got first place?
I couldn't believe it.
Well, I mean, I could, because I've seen the painting. I mean, I would believe this would be the first place. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you know, we can come back for future you know, times when you're in the exhibition. I guess this will be a regular exhibition. You'll think you'll do some more for the next years?
Well, we're going to start this week, so they're coming up. So.
That's right.
Well, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you for your time. Appreciate it. Hi, we're back again at Beeghly Oaks, and we have Jean Thomas with us. Jean is an artist, and here's a photo of her in action, painting, I think, one of her flower paintings. Welcome, Jean.
Hi.
Nice to see you. And as we talk a little bit, I wanted to show a couple of your certificates you received. This is a certificate of the Art for Life program here at Beeghly Oaks. And I know you got another one over here.
Yeah, which
You got two?
yeah.
How long, we were talking a little before the show here, and how long have you been doing the painting?
About 4 years.
4 years,
Yeah.
and you just started since you came here?
Yeah, I didn't paint before.
You never did
I had an
before?
older sister that was an artist, not me.
So what made you decide to try it out?
After the classes, so I started taking them.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
give me something to do.
Mm-hmm. Now, who's this with you?
This is Joe the Moose.
And I imagine there's a story behind Joe.
Joe's got a long story. I broke my leg, and someone brought this in for me. I think my sister-in-law, they live in Frederick, Maryland.
Okay.
She brought this in for me. And she likes to sew. So she sewed him this snappy little Browns outfit.
Mm-hmm.
Some people mistake it for Ohio State, but it's a Browns outfit.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason he's got a zero on there is he's supposed to be Johnny Manziel. But when Johnny Manziel got fired, he changed it from a 2 to a 0.
I see. Well, here's this is evidence of your award-winning painting here. This is one of them. This is called Canoe.
Yeah.
And where did the idea of the you know, the scene? What made you decide to do a canoe?
We flip through pictures. We paint from pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And I just liked the picture, so I just picked that picture to paint.
And this is all done with, is this paint or watercolor or what?
Acrylic paint.
Acrylic paints, okay. So how long would something like this canoe painting, how long would that take you to make?
Probably 2 days. I'm pretty fast painter. That's why I had 30-some pictures of them, but probably the 2 sessions.
About 2 sessions to do one of those? And then speaking of our our moose,
Yeah.
right? This is the one.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's Joe.
That's Joe, our moose.
Joe frolics in water, yeah.
He likes the water then, huh?
Moose, I read a lot of moose since I got this stupid toy, yeah. Moose love water.
And then this is also, you got a second place. Now this was for the most recent Art for Life exhibit.
Yeah.
And your award, the ribbon for that.
And a golden paintbrush.
And a golden paintbrush. Now this is more for as an award. You're not going to use this, are you?
No.
This is the
You
it's
can't
too
use that.
it's too nice anyway. You wouldn't want
Yeah.
to. But so how many people join you when you paint? I mean, is it a small group or are
Yeah,
there
it's a small group.
about 5 or so, maybe 10?
Oh, geez, I don't know.
Probably there is 15, 16 now.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, it's bigger. Okay.
when Jean painted, she started with an art instructor. Her name is Suzanne Gray. Perhaps you've heard
Oh,
of her
right.
now.
Okay, yeah.
Sue Jacobs is new to the Beeghly family, so
Oh, I
she's just
see.
started her classes here.
Mm-hmm.
But Suzanne Gray had been working with the facility for the last 4 years, and
Mm-hmm.
Jean was very involved with the exhibits that they did at the Y, and
Right.
et cetera.
Yeah, I won a few times at the Y.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've been out there. We did a show a few years ago, a couple years ago.
So she's a phenomenal artist, Suzanne Gray. She's done a great work with nursing communities. I mean, getting them involved with the arts. So.
Well,
but
if you go ahead.
One extraordinary thing about Jean is that her health challenges. Tell them about your challenge and how extraordinary her accomplishment is. Like something like canoe. Even Joe and the detail that you see in that is that what do you paint with?
I only have my right hand. My left hand is paralyzed, so I only have my right hand I can paint with.
So you're using your right hand and.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're able to do both, all these.
Yep. So she suffered a stroke, and she overcame those challenges, and didn't say no, I can't do something like this. She gave it a try, and she's a phenomenal artist. I mean, seriously, she's willing to sell a canoe for a couple $100.
Yeah. I need an offer for moose if I win.
Well, thank you, Jean. We appreciate your coming on to show us your painting, and again, hopefully encouraging other folks who have never painted, try it out, right?
Yeah. You never know. I mean, I didn't paint. I painted as a kid, little water paints as a child.
But this is the first time in many years.
Yeah.
And you're up to painting on a weekly basis.
Yes.
So thank you very much for coming on. We appreciate it. And again, we'll talk with other resident here at Beeghly Oaks. Okay, we're back and we're talking with Joe Stupka. Is that right?
Right.
Did I get your name? Okay. And you just won an award here, and this is a Lifetime Achievement Award. And you want to talk about some of the work you've done? You're Mr. Horticulture, is that right?
Well, I'm going to start with being right here. Well, this whole corner society is a society all by itself. None of them worth a darn. But they do have good shows and good supplies and all around goods. It pertains to submarines and this kind of work here and farm work and cows and milk and every other darn thing.
You did a lot of grafting of flowers, the rhododendrons.
Got away from the other side of the tree and just made one nice ball. So we take little limbs off of this one, graft them, and we get a whole new plant. Perfect ball. Here's some here that's in a different container, yellow ones. That one only grows about that high and 6 foot out. That's my wife.
Did you learn this yourself? Did you teach yourself about the plants?
Yep.
Joe, did you have a nursery?
Yeah, I have a food nursery.
Yeah. Tell us about the witch's broom.
All right, we'll start right here.
That's a picture from the nursery.
Yeah. And this is another witch's broom. Ordinarily it grows in a round ball, all around blue spruce. Real good blue one. But this one throws out one little ball out by itself and one back here and another one over here.
Congratulations on this. First place winner for the Lifetime Achievement Award.
Right.
Yep, that's
We
yours.
appreciate your work.
That's the best I got. That's the only one I got.
Well, you're the only one to get it, so. Well, we were, again, talking with the residents of Beeghly Oaks, and again, thanks, Maureen, for showing us their work and bringing them to us. And just again, if people are interested in participating in any of the activities you have here, again, you encourage the community
Yes.
to come out and visit. How can they get a hold of you?
You can get a hold of at Beeghly Oaks. You can call me at 330-884-2300. That's again 330-884-2300. And if you have any talents, if you have any time, if you have a big heart, and you want to engage with people in our community here at Beeghly Oaks, we would surely invite you to be a part of us. We have a volunteer program. We also have other opportunities for the public to get involved with. We invite you to be part of our arthritis class, which we hold twice a week. We also, through our therapy department, we have a Art for Life paint and taste class that's monthly, and it's both are free of charge. And we have different lecture series that will be coming up in the next 3 months, so watch the newspapers for those programs. But we just want to pull the community in and let people know what kind of life is happening in a nursing community, and it's great. So
Yeah.
we are so glad to and honored to have you here, and thank you so much for this opportunity, Bill, and we really appreciate your work. So.
Well, thank you for talking with us. Again, you've been watching Senior Focus. I'm your host, Bill Adams. We want to say thanks to Greg Roden, who brings the show to you. And if you missed any of it, again, you can go to YouTube and just type in Senior Focus and Armstrong Cable. Until next time, thanks for watching.
history, the sports, the stories, the events. Armstrong Local Programming puts the focus on our community. Watch to learn about new events or discover the rich history of our area. You can find local programming on your local programming channel and on demand. Want even more? Subscribe to the Armstrong One Wire channel on YouTube. It's our town all the time with Armstrong Local Programming. One Wire, infinite possibilities.